Hello there, my name is Wafflestheasianyenbear and welcome back to the PokemonCenterCafe tournament. This is going to be part 2 out of all of our battles that we had so far. And hopefully I can get all the battles into this part of the video. I think I can. It might be a little bit squished, but we're going to do our best to try to get it all out there. So we don't have like one battle as a straggler video for part 3 and that would just be kind of weird. I don't know. I kind of like consistency. So we'll try to do that. But before I get into this, I got to tell you guys, last week, you know how I mentioned the show I Ship It and showed you guys that song and all that? Last night, I went through and marathoned all of it, and this is actually just the day after I recorded that. So, it's kind of weird on how I'm actually posting it, but I went through, I marathoned it, and it was so good. It was so good. I love it so much. So please, go watch it if you guys haven't already. It's literally like 10-minute episodes, and it's just so cute, adorable, and you guys would love them. But that's not what you guys are here for. You're here for battles. So, I have a cat, and we are going to get into our battles right now. If he is stepping on my 3DS, please don't step on my 3DS, Luigi. Please don't step on my 3DS. Okay. Anyways, we're going to be facing Farkboy for our second part of round 3. They have brought a Pikachu, a Goodra, a Garchomp, a Conmo, a Braviary, and a Gengar. And I know I said that I was going to be switching up my team for this battle. I lied there. What actually happened with round 3 and 4 is I actually did all these battles in a row. And this one was actually the third battle I did. I did the round 4 part 1 first. It's kind of weird. But ultimately, this is how it plays out. And we're just going to jump right into it now. Okay, boom, quick play. There we go. Okay, guys, if you can't tell already, it's pretty late on my end. And I took a copious amount of energy drinks, because I need to get some recording done. And I finally have the house to myself. So, anyways, we are using our Sticky Web team, so you know, of course, that I'm going to be leading with my Galvantula. The only defogger possibly is the Braviary. And I am fine with that. I do not think the Braviary is going to be carrying defog because they don't do that often. So, I'm going to set up my Sticky Webs on this Pikachu. It is going to go for, I believe, Hidden Power Ice. And you're going to see that our Galvantula is going to take that pretty darn well because he is a hardy spider. Call him Spider-Man because he's very, very durable. But now I'm going to go for Bug Buzz because I don't want to give the Pikachu Lightning Rod, especially now that we saw that it is special Pikachu. So there's no reason for that. Conmo can come in and that's totally fine with me. I'm not going to be doing that much with the Bug Buzz, but I still have Togekiss who can switch in on a Dragon move, be immune to it. If it wants to go for the Stab Fighting move, I 4 times resist it. And if it goes for miscellaneous other moves, that's okay too. Togekiss is still relatively bulky, so we should be good to go there. I think it does get Poison Jab, but I did not expect her to start predicting super early. So, she goes for the Flamethrower. You see that we take that pretty darn well. And I could go for Dazzling Gleam here and just completely destroy this thing's face, but I figure it's probably going to switch out. So I'm going to go for Air Slash, kind of see what it goes into. Maybe we can sort of play around with it. And she is going to go into the Goodra. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can go ahead right now, and I can actually switch into Galvantula, take whatever hit it wants to do, die, and then bring in, like, Majerna on a safe switch. Because I do not want to be switching into something like a Flamethrower or anything like that and weakening Majerna, especially given the chance that Majerna really puts in a little bit of work against this team, because there's 3 Dragon types. Same thing with Togekiss. But we see again, Galvantula is a sturdy spider, and it is able to take a Sludge Bomb to the face. Not going to be able to take this Dragon Pulse though, but we are getting information about the Goodra's moveset, which is nice. It has 2 things that cannot hit Majerna. So, I'm going to bring in the Majerna now. I figured this thing's probably going to switch out. We also know now that Goodra is not choiced, which is also good. But I'm going to go for Shadow Ball, predicting the Gengar to switch in on me. I figured that would probably be the most likely out of all of them, and I wanted to just get some extra damage on it, but it stays in, goes for Focus Blast, and we know it's neutral, and I've got an Assault Vest, so we're taking that pretty darn well. Now I'm going to go for the Floor Cannon, just because I see that the Goodra wants to stay in. I might as well punish it for it, and just wreck its face. So, we're going to shoot a giant cannon of flowers at its face, and Goodra is just going to fall. So, now there are 2 dragons left, and the next one is gonna switch in. Hopefully that did not cause a lag in the video, because I just saw all of my icons just reload, and that was weird. I am talking really darn fast. But Garchomp is gonna come in, and I debate for a little bit on whether I want to stay in, considering I might outspeed the Garchomp. But I figured, hey, I've got Landorus T. You guys know the set. It's bulky, it's got 8 feet ice, it's got Rocky Helmet. I should be able to deal with a Garchomp pretty darn well. So, I'm switching into it. It goes for the Earthquake. We are unaffected because we float through the air on little mini cloud feet. But it goes for Draco Meteor, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's special. It's probably not specially invested, and we see it does about half, so I think we're pretty darn okay. I went for the Stealth Rocks because I figured I could take any physical hit, but seeing that it would go for Draco, I'm like, okay, that's fine. It would have to crit me here to kill, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'll go for the Hidden Power Ice. If it does crit me, it's okay. We do have other Pokemon that can deal with it, so it'll be alright. But main thing, I want to go ahead. I wanted to get the Stealth Rocks up, especially because the Gengar was an issue for my team. So I wanted to make sure that thing's Focus Sash was gone, so that later on Mega Medicham could come in and try to sweep, or at least be able to kill the Gengar. So that's why I did the Stealth Rocks there. I figured it was really important to make sure to prioritize that over killing the Garchomp, and we'll see that it does come into effect towards the end. But my Pokemon does die, and it's a little bit unfortunate, but we know that this thing is locked into Outrage. It has to stay in. I know I outspeed with Mega Medicham, so I can go ahead. I can go for the Ice Punch because, again, we've got those sticky webs down. This thing is stuck in my web, in my little spider web, so I can just go for the Ice Punch to its face. We've gotten rid of the Yache Berry, and yes, I will have to take a little bit of rough skin damage, but I think that's okay. I think that's an okay trade-off. So Garchomp goes down. We have our Stealth Rocks up, and now the Freedom is going to come in here. And here, I'm like, okay, I don't know what Freedom's item is, and I do not want to get hit with a Choice Scarf Brave Bird and lose my win condition, because Medicham at this point is my win condition. So I'm going to go to Majerna. I should be able to take a Brave Bird. This thing, I think, hits Earthquake, maybe. Braviary is a little bit of weird Pokemon, but it does not go for the Earthquake, goes for Brave Bird instead, and I'm like, okay, I can take that, that's fine. Garchomp is gone, so I'm free to click Volt Switch here, and hopefully we will be able to kill Freedom with our Volt Switch. And I figure this thing's probably not got much that can hit Majerna, and if it does, that's okay. We do see it as leftovers though, so we know it's not Choice Scarf, which is very helpful for me. Just so I can keep that in mind, and now I know the Medicham will be able to outspeed Freedom. Because I look it up, I see that Braviary is not incredibly fast. It's okay, but it's not incredibly fast. So I think my Medicham should be able to outspeed Freedom. I figure I can just go for, I believe, Fake Out though, just to be sure. I think I click Fake Out just to be sure, because I think Fake Out should be able to kill Freedom. So, Medicham, do you Fake Out? Yes, you do. So we're going to try to kill Freedom here, and unfortunately, Freedom never dies. And it gets a little bit more leftovers recovery, but again, we outspeed Freedom, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll just go ahead, I'll click Ice Punch now, and we should be good to go. Since this, again, is not Choice Scarf, and we confirmed that because we saw the leftovers recovery. It's great. But now here comes the possible Medicham sweep. Rose Quartz comes in here. Its Focus Sash, if it has it, is broken, which means now I outspeed it, and it will not be able to live a Zen Headbutt. So I'm gonna just go ahead, go for it. I didn't want it doing weird shenanigans with like Destiny Bond or Shadow Ball just OHKOing me in the face. It would not have been a good time. So having those Stealth Rocks up made sure that we got rid of any sort of Focus Sash, and the Gengar died and didn't stop our Medicham sweep. So Pikachu's gonna come in here, and you guys know what we're going for here. I'm gonna go for Zen Headbutt because it's a Pikachu. We're going to deflate that Pikachu's costume just like the one actor, who I hope is okay. I just saw the GIF, but I figure he's probably okay, right? Because he got ushered off the stage pretty darn quickly. So Konmo comes in, and we're going to issue one final Zen Headbutt. And we are not going to miss Zen Headbutt because our name is not Mega Metagross. Cough. I feel like I should have coughed then said Mega Metagross. I think that's how it normally works. But Zen Headbutt is going to kill the Konmo, and we are going to net ourselves a win for round 3, which means that us as a team move on to round 4. I have not let down my team yet. So I'm going to cut here, and we will jump right into round 4's battle. Alright guys, welcome to round 4. A couple things I want to reiterate, since this is technically a separate video from the other one, and some people may have just jumped into this one without watching the first one, which if you guys did and you're confused on what led up to these battles, go ahead, check it out down in the description below. I will leave a link to the first part. It should have gone up pretty darn recently, because I want to get these both up around the same time. That way it's not, as confusing. But I know I didn't mention this stuff in the first battle, just because I was really excited to sit down, start recording after a long day of work, and that's not a good thing. I gotta let you guys know about certain stuff, so no, not everybody's confused. Anyways, what this is a tournament for the Pokemon Center Cafe. It's a big Tumblr blog thing. It's really great. If you guys aren't following it, go check it out. They do a lot of cool giveaways and have a fun Discord server. Anyways, little advertisement out of the way. It is a tournament where we are in teams of 3, teams of 2 at this point because one of our teammates disappeared on us, but we are going to be doing our best to win. It is double elimination, so if you lose 2 battles in your round, so if you and another person have lost on your team have lost battles for that round, you technically lose that round. So we have lost round 1, and we have won all the other rounds up to this. So if we lose another round, because it is double elimination, we will lose the tournament. So I am trying to do my best. I am bringing out all the stops this tournament and trying to bring literally the best possible teams I can think of, and trying to hold no punches for these battles because I really want to win. Not for me, because I honestly don't care much about the prizes, because ultimately the prize is like picking a movie for movie night, and honestly I'm not that creative when it comes to that. I would probably just pick a superhero movie, and I don't think everybody would like that. So I am trying to do this for my remaining teammate who is stuck with me throughout the rest of this. When we got 6-0'd in round 2, both him and my now absent teammate went through and they won their battles, and that pushed us forward so that we didn't just lose the entire tournament for them, because like, oh god, that was so worrisome. But they stuck with it for me, so I want to do my best to stick with it for them. So that is why we are bringing the very best teams, and that is why we are bringing this team a lot, because honestly I think this is the best team I've created in the past like month and a half as far as competitive wise. So I love the team. I love the team, honestly. But we're going to be facing Payton today for round 4, and they have a Milotic, a Lopunny, a Toxapex, a Mawile, a Lucario, and a Lilligant. Oh, and to quickly address why we're having 2 battles each round, the absent teammate, we're taking over the battles for them. So this is going to be our original opponent, and then we'll face one more person for round 2. But Payton, like I said, brought Milotic, Lopunny, Toxapex, a Mega Mawile, Lucario, and a Lilligant. And I saw the Lopunny, and I was like, wait a minute. Is Mega Lopunny out? I had to go look it up. Mega Lopunny is not, in fact, out at this point. Maybe by the time the video goes up, the Pokemon Company will do us a favor and give us Lopunny, because Mega Lopunny is just such a good Pokemon, guys. It just is. But it's my Sticky Web team, so you know what we're going to lead with. We're going to lead with the hardiest spider of all, Galvantula, and we're going to try to set up some Sticky Webs. Milotic is actually going to lead for her. I kind of expected the Lopunny, honestly, because Fake Out would at least break my sash and stuff, but Milotic is in here, so I'm going to go ahead. I'll go for Sticky Web, kind of predicting a switch, honestly, but it is going to stay in, go for Ice Beam, maybe predicting my Landers to come in, or it just was the best move out of its repertoire. I don't know, but since it's going to stay in, I am going to just click Thunder, because I know Thunder is going to have a 91% chance to hit with Compound Eyes, guys. 91. Thank you, Showdown, for calculating that for me, because I definitely could not have done that on my own. Anyways, we do not get burned from the Scald, and I will be able to fire off another Thunder, which means, as long as we do not get that 9% chance, we will kill Milotic. And that is a huge thing for me, because looking at the team, honestly, I think Porygon Z is probably going to end up being my win condition, but if I can get rid of one of the major walls, that is fantastic. And we still have Galvantula that will have use against Toxapex, so what I'm going to do is, predicting Fake Out, I am actually going to switch into Majourna. The reason I do not switch into my Landorus is because I want to save that for Mega Mawile, because Mega Mawile is definitely going to be a threat. I saw that on the team after I realized it wasn't going to be Mega Lopunny, and I was like, that's a little bit of an issue for me, so I'm going to do my best. But we get crit by the Ice Beam, so I think that would have done about the same as the Fake Out would have. I'm not 100% sure there, but it tries to go for Toxic, predicting me to switch out, because it does have the high jump kick, and yeah, a high jump kick would have done a decent amount of damage to me, but I don't really have a whole lot of other stuff I want to switch in on Lopunny, because I need my Landorus for Mega Mawile. So we're going to take a high jump kick to the face, and you see it does about half as a crit. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I wish we didn't get crit, but that's okay. I went for Volt Switch, actually predicting a switch here. But since it stayed in, I'm just going to go to Medicham, get my Fake Out off, and kill this thing. Because if it wants to switch, that's okay. I should still be able to outspeed most things. And I know otherwise it's just free chip damage if it does switch out. So it does not. we're going to be able to Mega Up, and we're going to just try to take this Lopunny's soul. We're going to go straight out for a Fake Out right before it can move. It's not even going to have a chance here. And Lopunny just, it dies. We are now the soul-eating Mega Medicham. And that is how it's going to go. But Mega Mawile is going to come in, and I get a little bit worried because I know that with Intimidate, I should not be able to kill this thing. Thankfully, it is sheer force Mega Mawile, so I'm like, yes! I will stay in. I cannot risk this thing getting a Swords Dance, so that's why I don't want to switch into Landorus immediately. I need a safe switch into that. So I'm going to stay in. I'm going to go for a high jump kick, and thankfully it hits. And it kills. And I'm like, yes! That was the biggest issue for my team. Mega Mawile is scary as hell, guys. It's scary as hell. I figured my Medicham was going to die to a play rough, but I could at least get some damage off and make sure that it doesn't go for Sword Dance, because if it goes for Sword Dance, it kind of just wrecks my entire team. But I'm going to stay in, go for Ice Punch against the Lilligant, because I figure, again, Porygon Z is going to be my win condition here. So I might as well just stay in, go for damage, and we actually OHKO it, and I'm like, yeah, alright. You're officially becoming the soul-eating Mega Medicham. I like it. So, Toxapex comes in, I predict Baneful Bunker here, and I go out into Porygon Z. Because I looked at Toxapex's moveset, and I'm like, I know it gets like Scald and Recover and stuff, but what else does it get? It has Baneful Bunker. So, it actually goes for Toxic instead. If I had gone for Zen Headbutt, it probably would have done a pretty big chunk, but that's okay, because I've got Porygon Z in here, and we are going to get to see what a Choice Specs Tri-Attack with Adaptability Stab Boost looks like, and it's just glorious. Have you guys ever seen a move more beautiful than that? It's like watching a sunset over the horizon as Porygon Z just wrecks this Toxapex's entire being, because that is what we're trying to do today. Like I said, no holds barred, guys. No holds barred. But Baneful Bunker comes out. We're going to take some toxic damage, but I know that it's not going to be able to recover enough where it's not going to die to Tri-Attack. So we are fine. We are good to go there. And after that, I know Lucario is the only other Pokemon alive. So I'm like, okay, we're good. I have Landorus. I have several Pokemon that can deal with the Lucario if need be. It tries to go for Baneful Bunker to see if it can get 2 in a row and try to wear me down more with toxic damage. I think after that, toxic damage may actually have killed, just based on how much we take here. Yeah, if we had to take 2 turns of toxic, Porygon Z would have died. But Lucario comes in here, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, Porygon Z just did so much beautiful work. Do I really want to let it die to a Vacuum Wave? And my answer is no. I don't want it to die to a Vacuum Wave. So I'm going to go to Landorus. I figured even if this thing Nasty Plots, I should still be able to take at least 1 hit. And if not, I can go into my Medicham, Fake Out, play around with different scenarios there. We definitely would have been able to figure something out. But we see that it's actually Extreme Speed, and we're actually going to see that it's probably Choice locked into Extreme Speed. So it has to go for it again. Landorus takes like a little bit of damage, but we're doing about the same amount with a Rocky Helmet. And Lucario, I don't know if you're a tall building, but I am going to have to make it collapse with this Earthquake. So that is going to be the end of round, well, not the end of round 4, the end of this battle in round 4. We still have 1 more battle left in that round, but we won our first one. So if we can win the next one, we will move on to round 5, and it is getting close to the end of the tournament. I think after round 5 is when it's going to end. So we're going to do our very best. Like I said, we are going to try not to let this team down. There's a mosquito flying in my face, and it's really, really frustrating. Anyways, I'm going to cut right now, and we're going to jump into the next battle. Okay, guys, we are here for part 2 of round 4, and before I get into the actual battle, there's some extenuating circumstances I need to kind of briefly mention so you know the context of how this battle happened. Angelina actually brought an Aegislash, as you guys can see. It was an accident. She brought it on her free-for-all team. But I had brought a brand new team that I had not shown to other people because I know they had talked about it between themselves with the Sticky Web team, and I knew I could not bring the Sticky Web team again. So I brought a Volturn team with Mega Beedrill, Tornadus, Victini, Landorus, and Majerna. Landorus is the same Landorus we had. Majerna is the same Majerna we had, was Assault Vest. Victini is going to be Choice Scarf, Assault Vest Tornadus, Assault Vest Conkeldurr, and Mega Stone Beedrill. But she had the Aegislash, and we spent first few turns trying to figure out what to do. I didn't want to replay it because I did not have another team to deal with, another team to make at that point. that I felt like would do decently. Because I know we used one other team earlier when we got 6-0'd, and I just don't want to touch that team again. Especially because if we lose this battle, guys, our teammate lost theirs. So if we lose this battle, we would have lost 2 battles in the round, and we would lose that round. So I do not want to do that again, guys. We are trying our hardest not to lose battles in this game, or not to lose the round anyways, so that we do not get knocked out. So we're talking for the first few turns, and it eventually comes out to be that she wants to not use Aegislash unless she absolutely has to. So you're gonna see she doesn't use it till the very end, but definitely it was scary because I looked at her team and I'm like, okay, so Cloyster and Darmanitan both cause huge issues for me. It's a lot of things that can set up and then wreck me, or just wreck me in general, and then Aegislash on top of it, which is scary to say the least. So we're gonna see how this game plays out. I'm gonna lead with my Mega Beedrill. I had a few different options there, and I figured the Beedrill would be the best lead since it could get the fast U-turn off and get a very quick switch into something that would be a better matchup if I was up against something that I would not be a good matchup with. But Ninetales is actually going to lead. So I'm like, okay, I could U-turn, but I might as well stay in, click Poison Jab. Worst case scenario, Toxapex comes in and I have Drill Run. So I'm not afraid of Toxapex. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go for my Poison Jab. Garchomp could also be worst case scenario, honestly, because it does have the rough skin, but it's not going to like straight up wall me. So Poison Jab, gonna come out, and I figured it probably actually kills Ninetales, and we see it actually does. It OHKOs it. So I'm like, yeah, alright, one threat gone. And here she's going to bring in Darmanitan, and that is a huge, giant red flag. Like, if you were looking at a big, giant United States flag, picture the biggest American flag you can think of. Like, flagpole in the middle of a 50-yard radius. Now picture a red flag. That is what it is right now. So, I'm like, this thing is Choice Scarfed. There's no way it's not Choice Scarfed to try to outspeed me. So, I go into my Landorus. I figure, hey, I could probably take 1 or 2. But, will we get crit? So I'm in a little bit of a bad situation because Landorus was my Aegislash answer. But I had nothing I could switch into Darmanitan because it's Darmanitan. So I bring in Victini. I'm Choice Scarfed as well, so I will be able to outspeed this Choice Scarf. And I go for Zen Headbutt just in case the Toxapex wants to switch in. Instead, Saphira is going to switch in, which is a little bit sad on my part. But I really had no other options. The Darmanitan was too big of a threat for me not to click Zen Headbutt on. I had Bolt Strike, V-Create, and U-Turn as well. And none of those would have really been the ideal situation. Because if I had killed Darmanitan with the V-Create, then I would be minus defenses, and I'd give her Cloyster a chance to set up on my face because I'd be locked into V-Create and probably not be able to kill it. So, here I don't have Landorus anymore, and I have nothing that wants to switch into a Garchomp. So I'm like, I need Victini to try to deal with Aegislash, so bye Beedrill, I guess. You did one really good thing, and you killed the Ninetales, but that's all I can have you do today. I'm sorry, Beedrill. You're not going to get a chance to shine today. But I go into Roy's McGee because it's the only other answer I have to Garchomp, so I'm going to click Ice Punch. I know I should be able to take any one hit. I am Assault Vest. We do not have Knockoff though, guys, which would have been very, very handy against Aegislash. That's why Conkeldurr is not going to be my answer to Aegislash. Normally it would be, but I have Rock Slide on there because the Volcarona in round 2. We've got some war flashbacks for that, so I'm going to make sure I carry Rock Slide so I can deal with Volcaronas if they happen to want to try to set up on me. But Cloyster's going to come in. I'm going to click Drain Punch. I don't want to give it a free chance to Shell Smash. I also do have Mach Punch, so we should be fine in that regard. But it's not going to Shell Smash. It's actually going to go for Razor Shell. And I saw it lowered my defense. And I had to go and look that up. It has a 50% chance to lower your defense by 1. Did you guys know that? Because I didn't. I didn't know that. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to click Drain Punch knowing that it didn't Shell Smash on me. So it's probably not going to be doing enough to OHKO me. So I should be fine and dandy. The Darmanitan actually switches in. And I'm like, yeah. Alright. That is like the second biggest threat on this team. Besides the Aegislash. But this thing is going to come in, the Japanese Toxapex, and we're going to see it's kind of an annoying Toxapex. I'm going to switch out because I have nothing to really hit this thing with. It would be nice to get my Guts boost, but I really have no reason to stay in just to go for Drain Punch and do like no damage. So you see that she tries to go for Toxic, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go for Volt Switch just to get a little bit of damage and get a free switch, hopefully, into Victini. I figured that it would probably switch out, honestly, against Materna, but it stays in and goes for Infestation. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's Toxic, Infestation, probably Recover, and I'd say Protect, honestly, if it's gonna be one of those. So I get my Victini in relatively free. We do take a decent chunk from Infestation, but not enough where I'm like, okay, Victini's useless. Victini can go for Bolt Strike here, and you're gonna see, first of all, look at this animation. It is beautiful. And then Victini just descends from the heavens afterwards. Did you see that? That's amazing. But we see it's actually Stockpile instead of Protect, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. You're gonna try to set up on me, but I am not gonna let that happen. I'm going to stay locked into V-Crate. I think Garchomp is gone at this point. Yes, because I killed it with Ice Punch. So I'm fine to stay here and spam V-Crate, or spam Bolt Strike. Sorry. It's getting late at night, guys. My energy drink is starting to calm down. I got to go drink some more. But I go for the Bolt Strike, and we kill it and majestically float back down. And here it comes. Aegislash. And I'm like, oh god. Please, if there is an Arceus above, I need you to not have this thing have Sword Stance. Because if it has Sword Stance, we lose. I have Tornadus who has Heat Wave, so that's really going to be my answer to this. And you're going to see that we take a pretty decent chunk here from the Shadow Sneak, and then we take an Iron Head to the face, but we actually live. And you're going to see that Tornadus is going to be my answer to Aegislash, and I'm going to play it very, very carefully, guys. I go for the Heat Wave on the Cloyster. We are able to kill, and that's great. The Cloyster's gone, so now it's just Aegislash, and I'm like, okay. So we need to make sure that we do not die to a crit, because if we do, I don't think any of my other Pokemon can actually deal with this thing. So I'm able to stay in. I know that an Iron Head will not kill me. I'm running the Calcs because, guys, please be proud of me. I actually went through and ran Calcs in this matchup because it was important to me. Again, we are really trying to make sure that we do our best for our teammates. So, Iron Head comes through, Tornadus takes a big chunk, and I'm at the point where crit Shadow Sneak kills me. So I'm like, okay, I need to play safe. I'm going to bring in Pokemon to sack so Tornadus can come in, get Regenerator health, and get to the point where I can take Iron Head and then Shadow Sneak, because I know I'll be able to do a decent amount when it's in shield form, and we'll be fine. So, Victini comes in. I am going to go for the V-Crate just in case it doesn't click Shadow Sneak, but we both know it's going to click Shadow Sneak. There's no reason for it not to, so it's going to do that, and we're seeing that it has Iron Head, Shadow Sneak, but we still yet to see King's Shield, which is a little bit interesting, especially because she switched out to get her King's Shield back up. So I'm like, okay, I'll make a mental note of that. If I can hit this thing with a Heat Wave when it's out of its shield form, I feel like I'll be able to kill it. But either way, I'm going to bring in Tornadus here. And do I stay in? I feel like I switch out. Yeah, okay, I switch out. And I go into Roids McGee. And again, we don't have knockoff. Roids McGee would normally be my answer for this, because it should be able to take at least one hit, if not two. See, Iron Head does like that much, and it's not that bad. But we have Rock Slide, so that's ultimately I calc around, try to see if Ice Punch or Rock Slide will do more. I figure I go for Rock Slide just in case. Maybe I outspeed it, who knows. But we see Sacred Sword is another move it has. So I still have yet to see King's Shield, so that's good to know. But I'm just going for Rock Slide because it's literally just all I have to hit this thing with. It's sad. But I am not going to have another scenario where Volcarona sets up on me, and Conkeldurr could live a +3 Fiery Dance. I am still salty at Conkeldurr for that, and myself. I'm not even salty at my opponent, honestly. I'm just salty at how Conkeldurr lived that. Like, God, I could have brought that thing in. I don't know. Old games, we don't have to focus on it. Anyway, Tornadus comes in here. Do I take one? I feel like I'm at the point where I try to go for the Heat Wave now. Yes, I go for the Heat Wave now. So, we see it actually doesn't kill. And I'm like, wait, what? Aegislash, you were just ridiculous, man. I see why you are uber, dude. You are insane. You just took a Heat Wave to the face without even a shield up. You just ran through fire, through flames, and was not burned. So, I'm going to switch out to Materna because, again, we're in crit Shadow Sneak range, and I don't want to die to crit Shadow Sneak. So I'm going to just sack off Materna, and we're going to just go for Flash Cannon because I figure that's probably my best with Stab. It's a little bit more than Shadow Ball, I think. I might not even have Shadow Ball on this Materna. Maybe I switched it, but I think I still did. So I calced it. I feel like Flash Cannon did more. I went for it, and Aegislash actually died because we outsped. And I was like, wait, what? Materna? Materna, did you just do that? Did you just do that? Bon? You are fantastic. Thank you, Materna. I appreciate you so much. I figured we were going to have to play around with Tornadus, make sure that it was out of crit range, and then go for the Heat Wave from there. That's why, again, we were playing very carefully with that. And it may be late at night, guys, but I have not lost my strategy. I promise you guys, I actually went through and thought through this match, because again, we are taking this seriously. So, ultimately, Materna came through for us there, but if it hadn't, we still had our Tornadus in the back. So, this is going to be a great game with Angelina. Holy cow, that team was so scary. Especially the Normantan, especially the Cloyster. They terrified me. Throughout this whole battle, I was kind of scrambling because I'm like, oh crap. With Landorus dying to the crit, I have to really play a certain way and sack off the right things at the right times. And it was a very stressful battle, guys. But we got through it, and I want to thank Angelina for the battle. Especially, it was just so good, guys. So, thank you, Angelina, and we're going to head into round 5, I think. I need to double check if we have battles for round 5. But if not, I'll be right back in just a second anyway. So, boom. Okay, guys, it's round 5 here. We've got one more battle versus Udachi, who has brought a Togedemaru, a Cradily, a Mimikyu, a Ribombee, Suicune, and a Charizard. And we're going to be bringing our Sticky Web team once again because this is a new team that we're facing and they haven't seen the Sticky Web power yet. So, that means they're not going to be prepared for it. I'm going to bring it. You guys know I'm going to lead with Galvantula. Udachi is going to be leading with Togedemaru, and I actually don't know what that thing does. So I looked it up. Iron Barbs is really the main niche it seems like it has, as well as Spiky Shield. So I was like, okay, I'm just not going to make contact with it. I'm going to set up my Sticky Webs first thing first. No reason not to. It goes for the Fake Out. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, guys. But I have it in my head because I went through and I actually practiced. I practiced it. But we see it's Air Balloon, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to want to break that at some point. It goes to the Fake Out, breaks my Focus Sash, and I'm like, okay, based on that damage, it may be able to kill me with an offensive move. If it has it, but ultimately I still need to try to set up my Sticky Web because priority number 1 against this team is Sticky Web. Priority number 2 is going to be Stealth Rock because it's got a Ribombee and a Charizard, both of which will take a pretty decent chunk from it. So it goes with the Spiky Shield when I go for the Sticky Web. Yeah, go for the Sticky Web, and I go for the Volt Switch now because I'm like, okay, we'll see if I take any damage from this thing, and if I do, then that's fine. I'll just switch out, go into my Landorus, get a free switch. But then Charizard actually comes in, and I'm like, okay, cool. I just did a huge chunk of this Charizard, so if it's going to be Charizard Y, we're going to be able to outspeed it with my Togekiss because of the Choice Scarf. And I can go for Flamethrower in case Kiseki wants to switch back in, which it does. It does. It was prepared. It wanted to take an Air Slash to the face, but no. I come bringing the heat. The heat from the most powerful mixtape. The most powerful mixtape. But Flamethrower going to be able to outspeed again. Doesn't go for Fake Out, which is great. And Kiseki is going to go down. So, that's fantastic. This thing was going to be a giant pain because just Iron Barbs plus Spiky Shield and all that would have stopped my Medicham sweep. So, Flandre comes in and I look at it and I'm like, I can't let this thing get a free Swords Dance, so I'm going to need to try to break the disguise. And we're going to see here that I actually get lucky and I get a burn, which I didn't even know you could do through disguise, but apparently that's a thing. So, we break the disguise and burn it as she goes for the Z move, and I have never seen the Z move before, guys, before this battle, and oh my gosh, it's so cool. It is Twinkle Tackle. I've never seen it before, and it's a super cute name, by the way, Twinkle Tackle. Like, you think about that, that's not threatening at all. It's just adorable. I want to be Twinkle Tackled. Not really, it'd probably throw me against the wall and I'd die, but Togekiss takes only about half because of the burn, and I'm like, yes, Togekiss. We didn't need it. I was going to sack you to this, but I will take whatever we can get. So, I go to the Landorus now because I know if it Swords Dances, it's only going to be at +1 and it's still burned, so I should be able to take any hit from that. We have our Rocky Helmet. We've got our Earthquake. We should be able to do a pretty decent chunk to this thing. But first things first, I'm going to go for Stealth Rocks because I do not think this thing's going to go for another Swords Dance. because that's just risking dying to an Earthquake. So, I go for Stealth Rock. Now the Charizard just dies upon entry, which is great. And the Rabombi is going to take another 25%. Play Rough comes out. And you see it really doesn't do that much damage, because again, it's only at +1 and it still burns. So we're good. We're good to go here. Now I'm going to go for the Earthquake, try to kill it, which I think we actually do. And that's fantastic, because now we've got both our entry hazards up, and the only thing that could possibly get rid of them is a Charizard with Defog. And guess what? The Charizard dies if it comes in, so we are in a good scenario here. Suicune comes in, and I'm just going to immediately click U-turn. There is no reason for me not to. I outspeed this thing. If it does have Ice Beam, I'll switch into Galvantula first to take the hit, and then I can try to wear this thing down, put a little bit of pressure on it so that she can't just get free Calm Minds, and then ultimately when Galvantula dies to like +2 or +3 Scald, it'll be down low enough where Medicham should be able to kill. So that's how I'm approaching the Suicune, because Crocoon is scary. Crocoon is scary. It's definitely a difficult set to beat. So you have to definitely play around it. So that's my plan here. I bring in the Galvantula, she goes for the Calm Mind, gets 1, and I'm just going to click Thunder. Because ultimately, I want to pressure her to kill Galvantula. And we're going to see, she goes for Protect, and I'm like, okay. She doesn't have Rest, she doesn't have Sleep Talk. Or she probably has Scald, Ice Beam, Calm Mind, Protect. And her recovery is leftover. So I'm like, yes, this is much better than Rest, Sleep Talk for me. Because Rest gives her that reliable recovery and would put us in this kind of long scenario of I'm going to click Thunder, and then if it misses while she goes for the Rest and gets all of her health back, that would be a bad scenario. But we end up getting the Para, and it actually doesn't matter because I already outsped her. But I think it's just kind of salt in the wound, and you're going to see that she actually gets more unlucky when she doesn't get the burn than she does when she gets the Para, because ultimately, again, I outspeed and would be able to kill, and if she got the burn, she would have killed me there. Galvantula would have gone down, and I'd have to go into Mega Medicham and deal with it from there. So, ultimately, we're going to see we do kind of get some hacks on our side. Definitely, I think the burn mattered a little bit more, but I'm trying to play around this without expecting hacks. So I feel like ultimately we still could have won it without it, but I feel like that just adds a little bit of extra. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of spoiling it here, but we do actually end up winning this one. Plant Thing comes in, it's going to take some Stealth Rocks damage, and I'm expecting Galvantula just to die here. So I'm going to stay in, I'm going to go for Bug Buzz. If I get a free switch into Mega Medicham, I should be good to go. I can still outspeed Rabombi and kill that with like a Zen Headbutt. Plant Thing is going to take a decent chunk. I think the only thing that would be kind of scary is if it gets like an Ancient Power boost, but even then, I should still outspeed with Mega Medicham. But it goes for Stealth Rock, so I'm like, okay, we're good. Cool. I am not expecting to be doing a lot of switching at this point, so I'm just going to leave Galvantula in, go for a Bug Buzz as the Rabombi switches in Hachikami, and I'm like, this is good. This is good for me. Because I outspeed Rabombi. Because of my beautiful, my wonderful, my sticky web. They're getting caught in it. They're getting caught in it and just slow down so much. And I'm like, yes, Galvantula, this is your time to shine. Call Thunder from the heavens, please. It's 91% chance. Be Thor for like 5 minutes, Galvantula. Call it from the heavens, and please just kill this Rabombi. Rabombi is not that strong. It's not that bulky. We get a crit. I don't think the crit mattered, but it's just more salt in the wound, and I do feel bad about that. Ultimately, I don't think it changed the outcome of the match, other than with Mimikyu, it would have changed how we played it, but I think it did. It is a little bit unfortunate, because I look at it and I'm like, that's just unnecessary. It's just rude. I'm not trying to insult you, and I'm sorry if it seems that way. I'm not, I promise. This hacks is not in my control, but we go for the Bug Buzz. The Cradilly dies because it also took Stealth Rocks damage at that point, and Charizard is going to come in and die to Stealth Rocks, and that is going to be a good game to my friend here, Udachi, who's, I think the Pikachu in round 4 was named Udachu, so that was kind of cool. I don't know what the reference is, but I like it. It's very cool. But we saw some cool Pokemon that she brought. Galvantula got its time to shine, and at this point, this is actually going to be the end of the tournament. And here's why. We're going to talk about this now. At the end of this video, right? Unfortunately, after this point, one team had won their round before we got a chance to do the next battle. And at this point, the mods determined that it would be mathematically impossible for anyone to catch up, even though, because we had lost round 1, so before the end of the tournament. Unfortunately, with double elimination, I guess it wasn't just like keep playing until the end, it's a set amount of rounds. And unfortunately, they just kept winning their rounds, and because we had that one black mark in our ledger, we are not able to keep up, and we will lose this tournament. And it's honestly, it's a little disappointing, because like I said, I did try to do my best to help win for my teammate. I did get some great battles out of it. I really enjoy that, and I'm happy. That's what I wanted out of this tournament. But I feel bad because our teammate that stuck with us, one of the teammates left, but the other one stuck with us throughout this entire thing, and I feel bad because I really wanted to try to win it for them, and unfortunately, things didn't work out that way. I feel like if it had continued going on, it would have taken a while. But I feel like if it continued going on, we would have had a shot. We could have rematched them, and one of us would have lost, either our team or their team. And I feel like with me kicking it up a notch after round 2, I feel like I could have helped push forward and won that. But that's unfortunate, and it's just sort of what happens. But hopefully you guys still enjoy this. We're going to be having kind of special videos like this every once in a while. I'm going to be trying to do tournaments and things like that, and then compiling all the battles together into these long videos. So every, I don't know, month or so, we'll probably have something like that. Either that or like a whole Let's Play. Which, by the way, guys, I am still working on it, I promise. I think got the first part of like the 8-part series done. I don't know, it's me just trying to, not really speedrun, but just play through an entire Let's Play of a Pokemon game. Which, oh my god, it is like the funniest Pokemon game I've ever played in my life. And you guys are going to love the videos as soon as they're done. It's just going to take forever because I've gone like 3 hours of gameplay on there. And I've cut it down to 20 minutes, and that's going to be episode 1. And then that's only like 2 gyms. So I'm trying to do my best to just go through that, but it has been long because I've had to do grinding and all that ridiculous stuff. But that being said, guys, we will be back to our regularly scheduled videos on Monday. Meet the Squad, we're going to be skipping over Sunday's video just to kind of enjoy the special event here, the PCC tournament that we did, and hopefully you guys are cool with that, and we'll be back Monday with our Meet the Squad video as normal, and then just continue on with that until I have another special video, and I'll let you guys know probably on Tumblr, and you'll notice probably in the videos when we get close to a time when I have another video like this going up, I'll make some sort of mention of it, like I did on Sunday's video, which I haven't recorded yet, so I'm hoping I actually go and do that. I want to make a note for myself somewhere. But that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully you have a good day, good week, good life, and once again, if you missed part 1, go check it out down in the description below, and goodbye.